Welcome to Quotable Teas. On this channel we take the time to explain the background of some great quotes. We look at who said or wrote them, the wider context of the quote, and how they apply to life. Today's quote is, "Give me but one firm spot on which to stand, and I will move the earth," by Archimedes. Archimedes was one of the ancient world's greatest mathematicians and astronomers. He was born in Syracuse, Sicily, around 287 BC. He was also the son of a little-known mathematician and astronomer. It can thus be assumed that he started learning at a young age. Once he had learned what he could in Syracuse, which was a hub for science and thought at the time, he is thought to have spent time in Egypt at the Library of Alexandria to continue his education. We have some surviving letters between him and friends that he made during this time. The letters discuss ideas and are all from later in his life. Archimedes, having learnt what he could in Egypt, returned to Syracuse. Once there, he lived the life of thinking and innovation. He was a prolific writer on the subject of mathematics, with over 12 works still accessible today. There were also extra writings found on the palimpsest. The palimpsest is a writing that has been done over previous work on the same vellum. That revealed extra works that had been lost, as well as copies of ones we already had. One of his most used innovations is the Archimedes screw. While it may be based on a Babylonian design, he had a gearing and a simple hand crank. The idea is of moving water up an internal screw. This revolutionized farming. It allowed for irrigation by human power rather than just by gravity. Today this is still used in many places, including what are known as auger trucks. These are trucks that take grains to farmers and put it in silos for them to store and later feed to livestock. To move the grain up to the silo, an Archimedes screw is used. Archimedes also gives one of the earliest approximations for the value of pi. He is said to have taken a series of polygons and measured their circumferences. He did this by slowly adding more and more sides and becoming more and more like a circle. His estimate of between 3.14085 and 3.14286 is very accurate and close. We now know pi to be 3.14159. When you consider that you can get useful results by truncating pi to 3.14 for most day-to-day situations, this approximation would have been very useful. His work on the lever seems so commonplace to us now, but it was revolutionary in its day. You could use mathematics to calculate the length of the lever and the position of the fulcrum. And these calculations could tell you what you needed to lift a given weight or object. This is an astounding progression. While he would not have invented the lever, he did put it into the mathematical realm. By describing it precisely, he allowed for more complicated arrangements to be described, so arrangements of levers could be used more efficiently. It is these principles that Archimedes is referencing in this quote. While it is rather hyperbolic, it is a great statement of the power of a lever fully understood. If we take it in a more abstract way, it reminds us that any problem in our lives is solvable. All we need is a good enough understanding of it and to use enough creativity in the solution. Because if our understanding is the footing, the action on that understanding is the lever, and the problem, the earth to be moved. Then we can do exactly that, move the earth. In saying that, there is such a thing as overthinking or overanalyzing. Knowing on its own is not the be-all and end-all. The application, like the lever, of a right amount of force gets us moving in the desired direction. In the end, give me one firm spot on which to stand, and I will move the earth. If this has piqued your interest in this quote, or if you love the art, you'll find links to t-shirts and other merch down in the description box below. If you want to see more videos on the context of some great quotes, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell for notifications, so that YouTube will tell you when we post a new series of videos. If you're still watching, thank you, and we will see you next week.